Hello, here James, Jason, Jesse 31, Houston, Texas, Alpha, 22nd of May, 1997. And tonight we have a special brainstorm working session in which we're gonna be discussing this peace world situation we are living. Shall I remind first that we're still living on a 30 minutes, 30 seconds to Hocus Pocus. And it's because we are on a abyss war situation. We are all living in this chaotic scenario in which we don't know if red or black, like in the roulette, but we know guaranteed by making calculations that at some point the red's gonna come out and the black's gonna continue coming out too afterwards. So we know the chaos in which we live in. And I'm sure there is not a single CIA analyst can tell you there is an easy solution without a huge and a big impact. You know, we have to make a big impact in this world in order to change and address this chaotic scenario we are living. I'm telling you, you will fail to find any CIA analyst that will tell you that can tell you that there is easy solutions for this chaotic scenario, political media scenario we are living. At the same time, we're reminded that we maintain and gonna continue maintaining that outsider. I'm the only one giving insights about my 301 military, but we all maintain an outsider position with the rest of the world for security reasons, as you can assume and guess. We protect so many things beyond property and intelligence and data and privacy and all of the rest of the things that you already know. I tell you at the same time, and I gotta tell you, that's what I mean, that you will also fail to find anyone in 391 willing to open the doors to any of those guys that look so in to you or that, I mean, they maintain in key relevant positions because they work for someone in the medias, someone in the administrations. We expect to get out of this abyss war scenario in which we are forced to continue with the clandestine living and maintaining an outsider position also on the social media presence. I'm the only one in 391 giving you insights, as I told you. I'm the only one in the 391 with social media accounts in which barely, I get to use actually, and we continue negotiating and talking with the FBI and the Federal Commission to address this scenario in which the people, force me to live in this abyss world scenario in which they continue talking about me, and I have so many things and so many hours of many great works and many great music and many great things. Let me tell you, I got more hours of work than most of your stars hours of movies and our hours taking awards. I have more hours of music than Michael Jackson. I have more hours of music than your stars movies. I have more hours of intelligence than most of the CIA officials in the United States of America. I'm telling you, you will fail abruptly and you will struggle to find anyone agreeing with the things that you see in the world. And it's because we lost a code of honor and a code of respect of something that you don't see in this world. I'm just as afraid, at this very time and moment in which I care so much for everyone in 391, 629, and 451. I care so much for everyone in parallel in this 220. I care so much for all my girls, all my boys, all my men, all my women. I care so much for everyone, and I could be doing so many more, but at this very time, it's impossible because you see, we gotta continue maintaining an outsider position. Otherwise, we could risk, to lose it all to these people that we are countering, and they are only presenting and formulating problems and obstacles and obstructions and calling me things and calling names that don't belong, and they are very far from any truth. Actually, it's like they created I don't know, a persona. They created something, an actor, and they think that I have to represent, or I represent what they tell, and what they tell is absolutely fake and false, and the characters, don't match the reality. I'm the director of Paralympics 220, and I'm afraid, like I said at the beginning of the speech, there is not an easy and pleasant solution for this abyss world problem. We have to, and we will have to, figure out that. And let me tell you, before, at the same time, remark something very important. During the September 11th, you saw an absolute failure in New York on a first response level, on an organization level, in the government administration, in the security forces. You saw that nobody was able to tell what should have been done. But these days, we can tell that things were not organized because there was already an abyss or situation in which the chaos is continuous and the organizations fail, to organize and prioritize about how to and what to and if, you know, how respond to all and how to counter all the threats. I've been clear. We have a brainstorming work session tonight. It's not pleasant what we have to do, but we sure will have to make a huge impact in the world in order to address and put everything back in place, because these days it seems everything's been disorganized on a level, that I mean, it's on the edge, the government. I see the government these days living not an abyss war situation. I see the government on the edge, living in the edge, pushing everyone to live at the edge of something that is an hocus pocus. That's a total chaos, a total war against countries that still only formulating two problems: obstruction, problems, war, and threats, that are very sickening and sad, from their parts. Like I said, I have more hours of music than Michael Jackson, and I'm still an independent because the majors failed to formulate, a credible and signable contract. This is why I'm still independent, because they don't push the money to parallel disease 120 because they want to control parallel. They want to control my corporation, controlling me and naming me names that are not the truth. This is the reason why we keep shooting, and the reason why we don't believe there is an easy solution either for the US military. We don't believe the United States can continue being the cops of the world anymore, and we will have to take the guns and the money of so many people working in the military. Let me tell you something. Nobody ever in 391, and we all been through the basic, military instructions. You know, we've been through all of that. Nobody of us was planning a life career inside of United States military for a reason. Can you tell that reason? Well, we have a brainstorm working session tonight. We wish we could open, but you gotta understand that we are countering threats and invasive countries and nations like China, and Russia, and also Spain and Italy and Switzerland and Germany and France and the rest of the countries that all want to get in, and move to get into positions where they don't belong. We all gonna continue applying and living in that 30 minutes, 30 seconds until we clear the status and situation for myself and for the rest of my personnel and all my partners, collaborators, and operators. Please You know, it's not easy, it's not nice, it's not pleasant, but you will struggle to find anyone happy in 391 about what you're telling and what you're saying and what you're doing. Thank you very much.